a deep breath in. I'm very glad to be here this morning. Welcome everyone to the practice. And starting off this Sunday morning, it's really a wonderful way to start the day. You may have been a little bit busy already. I know it's not first thing, but before everything gets rocking and rolling on our Sunday, whatever that might bring for you, this is a wonderful way to begin in a grounded manner, to really bring ourselves to a place of peace, a place where you feel at ease and confident and really, it's enthusiastic and ready to step into the day. So why don't we start with a breath, beginning to inhale and just feel your lungs begin to expand. It doesn't have to be a super deep one to start. Just bring your awareness to the expansion of your lungs. And then the relief and the release as you breathe it out. And then again, inhale, maybe this time noticing if you can draw the breath into a little deeper part of the lungs, a little bit further down, maybe next to the diaphragm. And then exhale and let it out completely. And let's do that again. Inhale, and this time really like a balloon, filling every space that you can of your lung capacity. Buoyant and light, expansive and open. And then exhale, release every little bitty out again. And just come back to your natural breath. Having made a connection with your lungs and the fact that the lungs and the oxygen are what fuel our body's energy, our body's cleansing mechanisms, and just bring us in touch with this feeling of being vibrant and alive. As we begin this day, let's see if we can start with a moment of gratitude as well. And as you enjoy this comfortable seat in your comfortable room, in your wonderful home, see if you can bring to mind 3 things to be grateful for. 3 things. To be big or overwhelming. They can be small things like that cup of coffee or tea you had this morning. Whatever it might be, just allow yourself to enjoy. Allow yourself to feel the embrace of this gratitude, because this is a wonderful thing to carry with you all the rest of this day. All right, and then you can choose to keep your eyes closed if you wish, or open them, but we're just going to bring our upper body into some small circles. First, just circling and shifting the weight on our sits bones around in a small circle from side to side and front to back. Just allowing yourself a little freedom to let the body ease its way into some motion and working out maybe some of those kinks in the spine. Feel free to let yourself open up those circles a little bigger, maybe rocking back on the sits bones and then dropping the chest forward and down as you open up, and make sure that you're connecting with the synchrony of your breath. That you're releasing that breath out on the way down and drawing in a fresh one on the way back. Let's do a couple more times around in this direction. Just again, nothing perfect here. You're just letting your body move organically. And then the next time you come forward, change the direction of that circle and just rotate around the other way. Imagine if you could just let your body do what it wanted and give it the freedom to express the way it's feeling, the way you're feeling. Let's rotate around one more time around and then come up to the top. Come back to Sukhasana. And then we're going to open our eyes together and open up the legs, coming into Upavista Konasana. So let the legs come out nice and wide. I'm going to scoot back so I'm a little bit more on camera here. So let the legs come out nice and wide. And what we're going to do here is flex those feet. So bring a little bit of engagement into the legs. Flex your feet. And notice the line from your hip bone straight down through your knee. And then allow that line to come in between your second and third toe. So that's going to align your ankle and your knee and your hips fairly well here. If you like, you can remove the flesh from the sitting bones so you have a nice base of support with the pelvis really locked in and plugging into the earth. And then lift up your energy, slightly drawing the navel in and allowing the energy to rise up through the upper back, lifting up through the base of the skull, that heavy head perfectly balanced on the top of that delicate spine. Take a breath here. Exhale, and then allow both arms to lift up. Reach those arms up and overhead, lifting out of both sides of your rib cage, even if that means taking a moment and sort of stair-stepping the arms up a little higher. You don't have to strain through the shoulders. The shoulders can actually relax a little bit, but just feel the ribs open up and lift up through the torso. And take a breath in. Take your right hand down to the mat in front of you, your left arm behind, and take a tiny little twist to the right, just a very small one. And then inhale, bring your both arms up again. Reach out of that rib cage once again and just take that very subtle twist to the other side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bring them down on your knees or shins. And then we're going to slide those hands forward, lifting up out of the lumbar spine. So again, inserting those little air pockets in between the large vertebra and allowing that low back to reach forward. So this forward shift with a flat, straight back really will allow that spinal column to open up, reaching down into those areas of compression that we all get from our standing and sitting lifestyle with the weight pressing down on that low back. Now you'll also notice here you're starting to get some pretty significant stretches in the inner thighs, maybe in those hamstrings. So go gently Come back to the awareness of your breath anytime you can and every time you can. Stay mindful and just allow yourself to rest in the presence of your breath. Let's take one more breath here. Enjoying this nice long stretch in Upavista Konasana. And then slowly lift back up, feeling your vertebrae stack one upon the other. All right, we're going to take the right leg and fold it in. So bring the right foot into the inner groin area and leave that left leg exactly where it is. So this time we're going to take another twist, but with this leg folded in, take your right hand behind you, your left hand around, and this time when you twist, we're going to allow that left hip to lift up off the mat. So instead of grounding down to both sides, we're going to turn and let the pelvis roll with us as we turn, and then you can face that other side a little bit more. You can get a little deeper into the upper back twist by giving the pelvis the freedom to move with you. Take one more breath here. And then come back, and let's change that to the other side. So we're going to let the right leg stay extended where it was. Tuck in the left leg. Bring your hands around to the side, and this time let that left hip just lift up, turning first through the pelvis and then allowing the ribs to roll around. And you can get a much deeper twist, as I said, in that upper back once you let the pelvis lead the way. So take a breath in here. One more. Very nice. Come back to the center. Okay, so come on around. We're going to come off of that seated position. If you have a blanket, let's go ahead and do this. If you have a blanket that you are sitting on, go ahead and fold it. We're not going to use it this way, but we will in just a moment. Fold it, if you will, so that it's a little bit thick. So if that means making it maybe a couple of inches thick, and then just set it to the side. We're going to use this blanket. So I've got mine folded kind of like this. Not in a blanket roll. Don't roll it up. Make sure it's a nice flat fold. And then just set it off to the side. We'll use that in just a moment. So then come on to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Bringing the knees directly under the hips, palms, elbows, and shoulders nicely aligned. Lift up through the navel and feel that base of support. I love that feeling of lifting and feeling those abdominals wrap around my low back. It's just like somebody's giving me a really nice hug and giving me support. And stay here for a moment. Take a breath in, tabletop. Exhale. And then let your hips sink back towards your heels. Come to an extended child's pose and reach your arms forward as far as they'll go, lifting up and through the armpits. Release your head. It can drop forward and down. And just feel the energy flowing from your fingertips all the way back to the base of your spine. Breathe deep into this energy force that relaxes and releases you from tension. And go ahead and take your right hand and slide your right hand over so that the right palm is on top of the left hand. And then you're going to feel that stretch a little bit more acutely into the right rib. So let your body weight slightly press into the right rib cage. All right, bring your right hand back. Bring your left arm over. Let's take that to the other side. Left hand is going to be placed on top of the right, and we're just going to shift our body weight slightly, pressing into the left ribs. Again, picturing that energy flow moving up and down. Beautiful long stretch. Then bring your hands back to the center where they began. Lift up to tabletop once again. Open up your knees a little wider than your hips and bring your big toes together to touch. We're going to continue these stretches in the torso by lifting the right arm up. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. We're going to thread the needle here. Bringing the right hand down and underneath your left arm. Slide it as far as you can and let yourself rest down on your right shoulder and just behind the ear. Now, if your shoulder doesn't reach the floor comfortably, you can grab that blanket that you had and place a support under your shoulder. You want to make sure that your shoulder can relax down. You can keep your left hand where it is, or you can take it and tuck it around to the back if you wish. If that's comfortable for you and feels good. Otherwise, you can just leave it on the mat. Breathe here into your upper back. Mindfully inflating those lungs and feeling the lovely energy flowing through you. And we're going to press down with the left hand once again, help ourselves back up and come to tabletop position. Take your right arm out. Let's take that same approach to the right side. Lift the right arm straight up. And one more time, bring it down. I'm going to change sides now. Lift your left arm up. Reach it up, up, up. And thread it down and underneath the right. So we'll lower down slowly onto the left shoulder. Your head just enough so that you can let the weight fall right behind the ear and just feel any tension in the upper back move its way out as you release your weight down on that shoulder blade and just feel it dripping away from the back and down to the earth. It's like opening a jar and releasing that tension that's built up. Just let it seep away. All right, inhale, come back up. Take that left hand down and come back to tabletop position. Press back onto your heels. So let your hips come back to your heels and curl your toes under. So instead of having your feet flat on the mat, curl those toes under. Press back, let your head come down, almost taking a little mini cat stretch here, pressing the upper back up. You're getting a stretch through the feet and toes, letting the neck fall forward. And then come back up to a neutral tabletop position. All right, now we're going to lift the knees up all the way, press up and back to downward facing dog. Making sure that your feet are about hip distance apart. Maybe taking those heels slightly out, toes slightly in. Lift up through your hips. Feel them rising up to the sky like they want to reach up to the clouds, and the extension from the crown of the head all the way to the tip of the tailbone. Move that breath through your body. Take a deep inhalation and then let it go. Do that again. And one more invigorating long breath. Very nice. From this tabletop, allow yourself to shift the weight forward to a plank position. Holding it here in plank, draw the navel up, press down through the bones of the arms, feeling them stack and push the top of the earth away. One more breath. And then let the knees come straight down again to tabletop position. Let your belly come all the way down. We're going to come to a prone position here and let the belly rest. Feeling yourself equally weighted in the pelvis. So that means you got to kind of rock side to side and make sure that you're really centered on the pubic bone. Coming to Sphinx pose for just a moment. Bringing your hands in front of you, open those fingers wide and press down into the fingers and then into the elbows and the forearms. And then see if it's possible to relax your shoulders. I know sometimes that's challenging because you want to allow those shoulders to do the work, but we're going to see if we can press down through the tops or the forearms and somehow let those shoulder blades release and relax. By the same token, your neck, relax it. Relax into the sides of your neck. Take a couple of mindful breaths here. Mindfully aware of the breath and its capacity to bring peace and calm and soothe the nervous system. One more breath. Very nice. So we're going to take that folded blanket that we made before and bring it underneath our body in this prone position. I already had one folded here. We're going to bring it right underneath the pubic bone, so right dead center. And let yourself just kind of feel the support on the pubic bone. Mine is coming right up to the base of my ribs. And we're just going to feel that support. So coming back to kind of where we were in Sphinx pose, just let your arms come forward. And then we're going to bend the right knee and allow that knee to come out like a frog leg. All right? So with the pelvis slightly elevated here, it gives us a little more freedom to move into this half frog position. So with this position, your knee and your hip are relatively in the same line, so about 90 degrees off the body, if that's available to you. If you need to bring it back toward the back a little bit more, that's fine. Find a place where you can sustain this for a moment. Then you're going to flex through the foot. So you're going to really create that frog leg position just on the right side. Left leg is staying straight. Now, if it feels all right, you can cross your arms and just let your forehead come down on top of your forearms. And then breathe awareness and relaxation into the right hip. So that's the one we're opening here. If for any reason this is not accessible or comfortable for you, then just take Makarasana, which is crocodile pose, laying on the mat. If you can breathe into that right hip, particularly into the gluteal muscles, letting them relax so the hip has freedom to move. Freedom to just find space, letting go of the tension in the connective tissue and the ligaments and joints. All right, we'll take a couple more breaths on this side. Go ahead and straighten your right leg back and just let it come into a neutral, elongated position, and we'll try that on the other side. So just let your left knee come out to the side. Create that same little froggy leg. And bring your head back to your arms if you were just allowing it to fold down. And see if you can do the same process with the left. So really it takes some concentration to let those glutes unclench. A lot of times they really want to hold on for good reason. They're trying to protect you. They're trying to make sure that you're supported. But laying here on your mat, you are supported. You are in a position where you can let go. So just let that left hip open up. With every little bit that lets go, see if you can take it a little deeper with each breath. It doesn't mean pushing deeper into a stretch. It means dropping in and relaxing the joint. Breath here. Slide your left leg back. Press down into your mat with your arms. Lift up and back. Remove the blanket. Just go ahead and press that off to the side. And let's take a nice wide-legged child's pose this time. So let your knees come fairly wide, let your hips sink back, and once again stretch your arms out in front and really let that lower back release and your tailbone drop down to the mat. Deep, engaging breaths. Of gratitude, being grateful for everything you have today that's with you and in front of you. All right, come on back up to your hands and knees position. Wonderful. Let's just go straight from tabletop. We're going to bring our right foot forward as we help ourselves into a runner's lunge. So bring that right foot forward, and using my blocks, got my hands on the blocks, I'm going to make sure that that left hamstring is doing a little work now. It's going to lift up, engaging all the way into the gluteal system. Lengthen your head forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let's extend that right arm forward. Reach. Feel the energy from the fingertips all the way back. And then rotate that right arm up to the ceiling, turning your ribs and taking a beautiful lunging twist. With that right hand, bring it straight down by your side. Bring it underneath the right thigh, and then sweep it back up again. A nice flowing motion. Right arm up. Exhale, sweep it down and under the thigh. Inhale, lift it back up. And one more time like that. And back up it goes. Bring the hand back down to the blocks. Straighten the right knee and slowly press the weight back into the right hip. Shifting, if you need to, your position on the blocks, maybe even taking them to the higher level to help you support in this pyramid lunge. And press back into the right hip, feeling your left hip roll forward as you do. Remember, the pelvis works as one unit. So if you push back on one side, you need to let the other side move with it. Breathe and bring your head forward. Now feeling that lovely stretch all the way down the spine, releasing so much tension there. My back just gave a little pop. I think that's a good thing. Exhale. Very nice. From this pyramid lunge, we're going to pivot on the right foot, actually both feet, and walk the hands around to the left side, coming to a wide leg forward fold. Remember, your blocks can walk around with you, staying with your hands as you move. Let your head drop forward and down. Give it a couple of yes/no shakes, just releasing your head and just letting it relax. And then inhale, come up to straight arms and a fingertip position. Draw the belly in, feel your inner thighs working, and then bring your arms out to a T, like a giant airplane, and then hinge and rise up to star position. Really ground down through your feet, both arms reaching equally side to side, crown of your head lifting up. Draw the belly in. Flip your hands up so the palms are up. Inhale, bring them over your head. Take a little side stretch to the right. And then inhale to center. Take that stretch to the left. And then back to center, open back out to star. We're going to transition to triangle pose from here. So you're going to turn your foot position. Toes are going to be pointing forward, back 45 degrees, front directly forward. Reach up through your spine, and as we were practicing earlier, make sure that your pelvis, left pelvis, slightly rolls forward. Give it some space and room. And then pop that hip back, reach out over your right toes, really creating some energy and openness through the right ribs. And then bring your hand down to its base of support, either your shin or perhaps your tall block. Once you're here, you can rotate the ribs and now create your beautiful triangle. Left fingers reaching high. Your neck continues to reach forward. Breathe into all the expansion and space, the beautiful symmetry of Trikonasana. Hold it for one more breath. Not hold your breath, but hold your pose. And then take that left hand slowly down, and as you do, rotate your torso so that it's more or less facing the mat. Bring the hand down to your block. I would suggest the tall end of the blocks here. And then slightly shift your right foot over a couple of inches so that you can accomplish true pyramid. We were in pyramid lunge a moment ago, but this time that left heel is down. So it's a little bit more aggressive on that stance, and you have to be very mindful that you're giving the pelvis the room it needs. Again, pressing the right hip back, left hip forward. Your back is nice and straight. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly bend your elbows, and to whatever degree is right for you, you can fold down beyond the right leg, or toward the right leg. Inhale, come up to a nice flat back. Exhale and take that little fold, just letting yourself come down. Maybe it's just a couple of inches. You don't have to fold yourself in two. Inhale, nice flat back again. And exhale and fold. All right, we're going to bend the right knee, bringing it so that it's aligned over your ankle. Let go of your blocks, and we are right where we need to be for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 position. Let your chest roll up and out, open and expand through your heart space. Arms reaching high, maybe even bring them to victorious arms, a little wider position, and relax those shoulders a little bit. Left leg should be working, hamstring and glutes firing up. One more deep breath. And then step forward, a nice strong step coming to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive forward, and Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands coming back down to the blocks or your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, and then slowly rise again. Bring your arms back up and overhead, and then hands to heart. We're going to take tree pose for a moment here, so bring your weight into the left leg, positioning your equilibrium over the left side of the body. Lift your right heel and just kind of practice. Turn your right toes, your right knee out. So I always like to start with the toe down, turning the knee out, and then you can slide that foot up, either below the knee, or if you want to help position it above the knee. It's really up to you. Either way, we're continuing to bring the support from the left leg all the way up directly in the core. Breathe. Take one more breath here. Lovely tree this morning. And then bring your hands down. Bring that right leg down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the right foot. Taking yourself back to traditional runner's lunge. This time the right leg doing a little bit more of that work. As that hamstring lifts up, the glutes fire. Gaze forward. Belly engaged. Deep breath. And then take your left arm forward. Extend those fingers way out in front of you. And then rotate it up and turn the ribs to the left, taking that twist. Deep breath. Lift those fingers skyward. reach right up into the clouds. And then exhale, left hand is going to sweep down and underneath the left thigh. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale, gracefully glide it down. Inhale, back up. One more time, down. Inhale and up. Bring the hand back down to your blocks. And this time we're going to straighten the left leg, coming to pyramid lunge to begin. Right heel stays up. By doing so, remember, this means that we can keep the pelvis facing forward because both of our legs are facing the front of the mat, the femur pointing up toward the front. Press that left hip back, let the right hip equally rotate forward. Breathe into that release. Ooh, do you feel that all the way from the sacrum down to your pinky toe? Beautiful. From this lunge position, turn on your feet and parallel them so as you walk your hands around to the right side. As your hands come down, let your head release. Again, give it a couple of shakes. Just support yourself with your arms and let your head just have some space, like it's floating in the water. Beautiful. And then once again, engage through those inner thighs. Let's make that core come back to work, pulling into the center. Bring your arms out to the side and strongly lift up, coming to star position once again. Breathe, all 5 energy flows, side to side, diagonal, up and down. Breathe into that space. Flip your palms up, bring them up and over your head. Take that little side stretch to the left. Beautiful lateral stretch all the way down. Inhale to center and then stretch to the right. Inhale to center, come back to star, opening your arms, and then turning your feet as we transition to Trikonasana. So my left big toes now facing forward. Right foot also repositions. Remember to keep that right foot pointing forward, not to the side. All right, Trikonasana. Let the left hip roll out and forward, and then you can press it back and reach forward under your left rib cage. Reach, reach, reach. And then left hand gently glides down. Roll your ribs open then to the right. This is our beautiful triangle. Steady and perfect. One of the universe's perfect shapes. Breathe. Feel yourself grounded. And then allow your right hand, your right arm to start rotating down. Reach down for your block. Again, I recommend them on the tall side here. As you move into true pyramid, give yourself some room between your feet. Shift that left foot over a couple of inches so that your sacrum can then level out in the back. Hands on those blocks, reaching the crown of the head forward. Sometimes you may need to shorten your stance a little bit too. Sometimes we can take a wider stance in triangle that doesn't really feel supported in pyramid. So if you need to shorten up there to give yourself some ease, remember that's always an option too. Left hip rolling back, right hip rolling forward. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let those elbows bend and you can gently fold down. time you breathe in, lift up and extend. As you enjoy that long exhale, let yourself release down. One more breath here. Very nice. Then bend your right knee. Position that knee so it's directly over the ankle, prepping for Virabhadrasana 1. Let go of the blocks. Lift up your perfect warrior 1. I don't mean perfect by the book. I mean perfect in your body. Feel how supported. You've already set yourself up with all the proper stability and space and expansion. It should feel so wonderful. Let your heart open up. Take a beautiful deep breath. And then a nice strong step forward. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale up. Dive forward and release and fold Uttanasana. And then slowly rise up again. Nice strong back, lifting you up, arms overhead, and then exhale, hands to heart. Finishing up with a beautiful Vrksasana tree pose. Begin to bring your weight into the right leg. Lift that left heel up, pulling yourself into the center, lock down the trunk of your tree, and then open up your left knee and decide where you'd like that left foot to finally take hold. Above or below the knee is always acceptable. Just don't press into the knee itself. Find that wonderful Drizdi. Find your breath. Mindful awareness, strong and steady as a beautiful tree. Release your hands, release your left foot down. Great job. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet back. I'm going to take one more downward facing dog. We didn't do too many of them this practice. But we're going to take one to finish up here. Stretching those hips high. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let the knees come back. Press back to child's pose. It can be extended or fully wrapped with the arms behind you. Just find what your body's calling for. Up, bring yourself to your seat. And then we're going to roll down to our back, having just a few supine stretches as we conclude this practice. So come down to your back just for a moment with the knees bent. Your back just feel like it's dropping down into the earth. Your hands on either side of your hips. Your shoulders open. Collarbones wide. And then lift your right leg up. Reach the right foot up to the ceiling. Hold on behind your right thigh. And then point those right toes and flex the foot, and point and flex, point and flex, and then circle the ankle around in a circle. And bring the right foot down so that the ankle is on the top of your left thigh, coming to eye of the needle pose or supine pigeon. Let your right hip feel relaxed and open, and you can lift that left foot up and hold on behind the left thigh now. And there's really no need to go anywhere else from here. You can just let the shape of this posture guide you as deep as you want to go. Breathe into the hips, relax. You can just let your belly sort of relax at this point. And then bring your left foot all the way down. Uncross, bring your right leg down and lift your left leg up to the ceiling. So straighten the left leg up, point the toes, flex the foot. I always like to pay attention to the feet. The feet get overlooked so often, but you only have to have foot weakness or injury to know how important they are. I know some of you are with me on that. Circle that ankle around. Very nice. And then bring that left ankle down on top of the right thigh. Come to eye of the needle on the other side simply by lifting the right foot up, hanging on behind the thigh. And just hang here. Just let the shape of the posture give some natural opening to the hip. You don't have to push or strain. Just let the body take the shape. Right foot down and then your left, and extend both legs down the mat. And after all those wonderful stretches and releases, we get to just let the body have its way. Your legs relax. Let your toes and ankles relax. Let go of tension in all the major joints. The hips, the shoulders, the elbows. And the smaller ones as well, the fingers. The wrists. Let your jaw be loose. Let your eyes drop back and down. And wrap yourself in the gratitude, the things that you are so appreciative of today. And just float away for a few minutes of ease. long as you like here, in the comfort of your space. If you're ready to transition back to close practice, just begin with a little movement or hugging the knees into the chest. Yourself back to a seat on your mat. And when you're there, we can lift our arms up again in gratitude for all the things. Bring the arms up and overhead, and then connect deeply in your own heart. The light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for starting your Sunday with me and each other. Om Shanti. Namaste.